Well, welcome back, all you beautiful, smart listeners out there. I am so excited that I've got one smart audience, and I'm not preaching to, the liberal people out there who really just don't know what's going on. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and make sure you check all. Otherwise, you're not going to be notified of the broadcast. And trust me, you're going to want to hang in there for my reports. Well, in today's broadcast, I have something that is going to make you smile ear to ear. You see, Fox News did two things during Donald Trump's speech that he gave after his indictment hearing, and those two things are literally going to make you smile. And before I move on and show you the footage, I just want to state this. Yes, I'm still upset about the way Fox News is currently treating and has treated Tucker Carlson. However, I still think this is critical information for you to know about. Here's the first thing Fox did.
Let's take in the last moments. This is the President of the United States about to address a crowd of reporters.
Those are not my words. Those are the words of Fox News. Here is and welcome the President of the United States of America. I freaking love it. But that's not the only thing Fox News did during his speech. Take a watch of this next clip and pay very close attention to the chyron, the message box at the bottom.
She was never president. She didn't have the powers to declassify. Thank you. She didn't have the powers to declassify. It's a big difference, and neither did Joe. Joe didn't have your mind. Have a drink.
You gotta love that. Wannabe dictator, aka Joe Biden, speaking from the White House at the same time he is arresting his top political rival. Doesn't get much better than that. So Fox News definitely gets a big attaboy for doing that. Now, before I dive in a little more, I got to remind you, get to restrictedrepublic.com. I've got so much information that you are missing out here on YouTube. Remember, you're getting one side of the story for the most part on YouTube. I want to encourage you, get to restrictedrepublic.com. I share exclusive information that I'm not sharing on any other platform. And right now, if you use the coupon code 48, just the number 4 and the number 8, you can get the yearly plan for $48 per year. Now, I'm only going to run that for a couple of days, so get it now. Otherwise, we're running the clock there. But with that, I've got to say, the mainstream media at the same time is ignoring all of this corruption that is going on right now with Joe Biden while honing in on Donald Trump's indictment and fingerprinting and going to jail and how bad Donald Trump is. Meanwhile, they are not even touching what is going on with Joe Biden. Take a look. This is on the Gateway Pundit. Not a word by any major mainstream media on the greatest political scandal in United States history. The Biden family multi-million-dollar crime spree. Not just that, but the FBI has also been purposefully turning a blind eye to this for a very, very, very long time. And I'm going to show you some information on that. But for starters, here is Ted Cruz, right? This is on foxnews.com. Ted Cruz accuses the FBI deputy director of covering up details of alleged $5 million bribery scheme. Well, I'm about to show you some footage from a couple of years ago that actually shows that the FBI was complicit, according to this footage, right, in covering up the bribery scheme of the Bidens, right? This is why the media doesn't want this information out, because it's completely blowing the Bidens out of the water and showing how corrupt that he is. And not only is the media not talking about it, but the FBI is doing everything in their power to ignore it. Here's some information on that. I want to just kind of wing it by you again, because I think it's an important time to bring it back up, right? Here's the Twitter page, and this is Hans's Twitter page. And here's what he said recently, family, right? Poroshenko is the Ukrainian president who Biden extorted. Right after Trump won in 2016, a Poroshenko aide, and that Poroshenko aide is Oroshenko, right? I know they get confusing, but Oroshenko offered to give the Department of Justice incriminating information about Biden's calls with Poroshenko. As fate would have it, wink and a nod, the aide's information went to Wiseman, who probably buried it all. Now, if you don't remember Wiseman, he was the PP tape hoaxer. And not only that, but even though he was given the information, he pushed it aside and continued to call Russia hoax on Donald Trump. You know, dipsy-do, flipperoo kind of thing. But it goes on a little bit further, and Hans Machny actually expands this a little more. And he says this: if you thought that was bad, talking about this Poroshenko thing, right? He says, here's the real shocker. Shortly after Poroshenko's aide blew the whistle, that's Oroshenko, right? Poroshenko asked Biden whether the aide was now cooperating with the FBI. Incredibly, Biden assured Poroshenko that the FBI wasn't pursuing it. The question is, how would Biden know the FBI isn't pursuing it? Because that time he absolutely didn't. But take a look. Here's the phone call between Biden and the former Ukrainian President Poroshenko.
If it is true that FBI working with him, at least I want to know that.
No, they are not. I told you the FBI concluded he had nothing, and they stopped. That was it. There's no reason to talk to him again.
Okay.
I will check that and confirm that with you.
Ooh, don't worry. The FBI already told me they're done. Sayonara, done. They're not working with him anymore. It's over. Is that because you gave it to Weissman? Oh, you know what else is interesting is Poroshenko's aide that, went and gave the information to the FBI. Well, he's now criminally being charged. Here, Dan Bongino sums it up fairly well.
Onitchenko works with Poroshenko, who's the president of Ukraine, who cuts this malicious under-the-table deal with Biden to hide his bribe and fire the prosecutor. Onitchenko wants to come to the United States to tell his story. Cuts a deal with Weissman from the DOJ, PP hoaxer, thinking he's cutting the deal with the Department of Justice, not realizing he's cutting a deal with a TDS-infected lunatic. And all of a sudden, he disappears and becomes a fugitive and gets arrested in Germany. Gosh, the coincidences are just bananas. And then this other thing happens. Bill Evanina, another PP hoaxer in August of 2020, as he's at Climate Audit, by the way, Stephen McIntyre on Twitter. You should follow him. He notes that Evanina, PP hoaxer in the Director of National Intelligence's office, stated that the tapes were Russian disinformation. There we go again, which is so convenient because Andrew Weissman, who's in on this whole thing, the Mueller bulldog, is investigating Trump for what they call Russian disinformation. It's almost like they're pulling a dipsy-do flipperoo.
And that's because that is exactly what they're doing, the dipsy-do flipperoo. You know, here Andrew Weissman is, let's go after Donald Trump for Russia collusion that he didn't commit. And, meanwhile, don't look at what Joe Biden and his family are doing over here with these bribes. Wow. A lot of them are complicit. I don't know what's going to happen with Joe Biden. What I do know is a lot of Democrats actually want him out and they don't want him to run. They want Newsom to run, who would be a freaking devil. By the way, very bad man. But will the Democrats take out their own? I don't know. But what I do know is right now the mainstream media is ignoring the entire story on Biden and honing in on Donald J. Trump. And I've gone to some of these leftist idiot news sources. I went to one the other day. He's a freaking idiot. He blocked me, by the way. I just go to my Twitter account. I've got Twitter on Lisa Haven. And what the heck did he do? Oh, you're not in his friend circle. Because he put out this report, and I'm blanking on the dude's name, but he put out this report. And he had 7 points of how to combat the MAGA thing on the MAGA side on Donald Trump. And he went through 7 points, stupidest points I've ever heard, by the way. Well, I discounted each and every single one of them. And for that, I get let go of, because how dare you say one of his points, by the way, were Hillary Clinton cooperated. I'm like, what the hell are you smoking? She bleached and erased 33,000 emails, which technically, by the Trump standard, that would be 33 thousand felony counts, right? And, 33 counts of whatever. And not only that, but she smashed cell phones. And they want to tell you, oh, those are just old cell phones. My keister just so happened at the same time they were going after a private server that was sharing classified information with what? Foreigners? Yeah. And that somehow is complicit. I mean, the level of some of these liberals. That's why I say I love you people out there listening, because you're actually smart. You guys know your stuff. You know what's going on, and that is why you're here. Well, with that, if you want a little bit of a laugh, this is absolutely free. By the way, it's just another YouTube channel of mine. Get to We're Forked Up. I put videos out there about once a week. I paused this last week or so because we went on vacation, but I'll be posting again later this week. But We're Forked Up. It's just food, fun, entertainment, get a laugh, enjoy some food, enjoy some table time with Justice Knight and myself. So check it out at we'reforkedup.com or the We're Forked Up YouTube channel as well. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.